Join two sisters who explore the couples that fandoms adore. We write their stories in the night, in the glow of computer light. Eyes connect, clothing flies, in our head canon love never dies. Sense looks that leave us pining, in deep forums we are mining. For this journey better strap in, because we all know that shit happens.
Welcome to the podcast that explores the couples fans can't stop dreaming about from the pop culture you love. Because when it comes to your favorite preteen Tumblr obsession, ship happens.
Oh, sorry. I was literally lip syncing along with you. And I said the ship happens silently as well. Ship happens! We're your hosts. I'm
Emily.
And I'm Rachel. She likes nerd culture.
And she likes making podcasts. So we thought we'd join forces to make a podcast about popular online ships.
And the best online ships are the ships that you send us. So let us know what you think about the couple we're talking about today, or any couples you want us to cover in the future. And you can send that to our email, which is shiphappenssisters@gmail.com. All right, before we get into the meat of the episode today, we always like to do a little amuse-bouche. Am I using that word right? Amuse-bouche?
Appetizer,
An
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Of the content, media, things that we're consuming, and the ships that we're shipping along the way.
So my ship of the week is from a video game that I have been playing recently. So it is a superhero video game. It's called Dispatch. You play as Robert, he's a superhero, but it's very like Iron Man. It's all about his suit is what makes him super. And his suit breaks. So in order to make money to fix the suit, he has to work for a like superhero like 911 company where people call, and then he dispatches like the best superhero for the job. So that's the video game is you get situations. You have to pick from your roster of superheroes and like guess which one will be like the best fit.
So you're not fighting anybody. You're just dispatching.
No, yeah. You're just sending people to do the fighting. The Z team.
That seems a little bit less stressful. So that's the game part.
Yeah. Well, except when it's too much going on and then you got the perfect person, but they're on a job. You can't send them. So you got to send somebody else. What do you do?
It sounds kind of fun.
It's a fun little game. Yeah. So that's like the game part of it. But there's a lot of cutscenes. It's like mostly plot. And so in the plot, mostly you're watching like an animated show, but you get some dialogue choices, and then your choices matter. And one of the things that matter is which romance will you pursue?
Uh-oh.
So there's two options. You have the kind of classic superhero, superwoman-esque blonde blazer. And then you can, the other option, she's on your team. She's one of the like villains trying to be good, and her name's Visagirl, and she turns invisible. So classic blonde versus brunette.
Yeah, good and bad girl. Yeah.
So I had to, of course, go with Visagirl.
Of course. Don't you know there's a war going on?
Yeah, I liked her. She looks a lot like Vi from Arcade.
Okay.
And she just kind of sucks. And I felt like Robert kind of sucked. And then I felt like they could come together
and
kind of stuck together, but also get better together. I felt Blonde Blazer was already put together. She had her like shit in order. I felt like Robert might drag her down. I was like, I think she can do better.
She's a real type A boss.
Yeah. And I felt like she didn't have as interesting of a story, but also I didn't choose her to romance. So maybe if I had, the story would have been better.
There you go.
But
you're
anyway,
shipping
that's who I'm shipping.
Yeah, like in the literal sense, because that's the relationship you're pursuing.
Yes.
I feel like there's a little bit more there. Bad girl turned good. Brunettes do it better. That kind of
or
stuff.
like baggage.
It's definitely a lot of depth. I'd say, yeah, I like that. That's a fun
that's
one.
My ship. So what is your ship this week?
So a big thing that's happened lately in the world is that the first part of the last part of Stranger Things has officially hit the Netflix air. So I know we talked about Stranger Things earlier this year, specifically Eddie, R.I.P. He's still my Netflix icon. I changed it after I did the episode, and he's still to this day, and it says RIP. But Eddie and Steve, and unfortunately, Eddie's not around to be shipping anymore. I probably would be shipping him if he was still here. But anyways, so I am going to do a Stranger Things couple, and call me a hater, call me whatever. I am shipping Steve and Nancy. I mean, come on. They're just, he's had so much more growth. This might just be the self-insert, so I picked the character that's like the most like myself. But like, come on, Steve is a heartthrob. Nancy, what are you doing with that weirdo Jonathan? What is he doing besides?
It's like not even so much pro Steve, but like anti Jonathan. You're just like, I don't want anything for him.
Right. I'm a little bit pro Steve too. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Just in general, like.
Though they
like,
work
I don't even
together.
see the appeal. What are you doing?
Yeah, he took pictures of you creepily. That's what? How did she get over that in the first place? That's just the authors or the writers' self-inserts because they were probably nerds who wanted to get the hot girl in the end.
Yeah, we've seen it before.
Yeah, we will see it again. And unfortunately, I fear that Steve's life is in mortal danger because he seems like a good old sacrifice. Hopefully
I don't
not.
have to worry about bringing him back on for like future seasons.
Right,
so.
yeah. I feel like of the deaths, like whose would pack the most impact? Like Steve and Robin. The only two people care about anymore.
True.
But before he dies, I hope he gets one last kiss with Nancy. I bet that's what's going to happen.
Something. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I saw somebody guess that they're going to repeat their dialogue from like earlier where she's like, you're stupid. And he's like, and you're beautiful. And I bet that's going to be the last thing they say to each other. We'll find out the next. Actually, I have no idea when part 2 is coming out, but we'll update it. We need to have a new segment called Ship Updates. Breaking news.
Yeah. Little like teaser. I want to do it next episode. Our year of shipping.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I feel like our Ship Miss episode that's coming out, we could cover some of the couples we've talked about in detail and then also some of our ship of the week ships because I'm going to finish Dungeon Crawler Carl one of these days and I will tell you what becomes of the ship that I was shipping. But until
Which was,
then,
I believe, Carl and the cat as friends?
No, that was the first one. I was shipping Carl and Katya, but I also like low-key shipping myself with Carl, right? You know, self-insert. Except he's 28. That's so young. I'm like, that's not a 28-year-old man in the book. That is like a 40-year-old man. But anyways, maybe Carl in the AI just to be funny. If you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Nope. I need to. It was a Thanksgiving conversation. And I was like, dang, so many people are reading it and liking it. I need to give it a chance. I need something to fill my time now between the days when the Mighty Nine show release.
There you go.
Because that's proving painful for me. So
there you go. You like the show then, it sounds like.
I do, yeah. It didn't even have to be good. I'm just like already attached to all the characters, so... I just don't like waiting. I like to consume all my media immediately.
That's fair. Okay, the year's winding down, right? Mm-hmm. We are talking about our Ship Miss episode, which is going to be coming up next. It's the final month of 2025. The days are freaking short. The nights are cold. We have snow on the ground in the Midwest, which is very odd to have it this early. And it has us in a wintry spirit. Mm-hmm. Speaking of wintry spirits...
And speaking of winter, we're like, what couple fits the vibe? And we came up with Miss Ice Powers and Mr. Ice Powers, Elsa from Frozen, and Jack Frost from Rise of the Guardians, which is a movie.
Based on a book.
Apparently, yes. Which is some deep lore, some deep Tumblr history.
Correct. And we're going to get into it all because there's not a lot of canon stuff to dig into. But this is the first time I've heard of such ship. I would say my experience with Frozen is the same as everybody's experience. I remember when it came out, it was the K-pop Demon Hunters of its era, man. It was everywhere. Like you could hear Let It Go on the radio. And I was
on the like top tracks
40s.
radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they did not do again until I remember We Don't Talk About Bruno coming on our top 40 channel. And I was like, this is odd. But I remember the hype around it. I remember I was in college and I was in a sorority. So I was in like my Disney girl era. So I wanted to go see it. And it must have been when my husband and I were dating, because he and I went to go see it at the one movie theater in like a 40-mile radius of our small college town. And we didn't have a lot of money, so it's like a treat, right, to go out to the movies. And I swear to God, this girl in the theater sang the entire time. And that was like my biggest memory of Frozen. It was just that girl singing. And I just wanted to be like,
left an impression.
Shut up. We did not come here to hear your karaoke, lady. This is my first time seeing it. I don't know all the words.
Not when you're by yourself. If it's like cats viewing.
Right.
Maybe, but not when you're the only one singing. That's not appropriate.
It is not appropriate. We gotta track down a cats viewing somewhere around here. That would be fun. But that's my Frozen experience. I feel like I liked it. I like the song Let It Go. And, you know, I'm a contrarian, so when it got super hyped up, I was like, ugh, it's not for me anymore. It's too popular. And so I moved on with my life. And this is the first time I've actually heard of this Rise of the Guardians movie.
I know.
I looked at some clips of it in the animation. While Jack himself is a very charming looking character, the rest of the Guardians were a little bit creepy. They're a little spooky. I didn't care for them. So I was going to try to track it down and watch it, but I just ran out of time.
I kind of thought so too, but then I saw some reviews that maybe it wasn't worth it, and it's like I think I get the vibe, you know.
Definitely.
I feel like I get it. So I've seen Frozen. I don't remember when. I also feel like it was on a bus. I don't know why I have so many movies
Emily's
where I'm like,
watching
I watched
bus
it on
movies.
a bus. I don't know why. Just any, I guess the only time I was watching movies in college, I don't know. I don't even know where I was going on a bus in college though. So I've seen it. That's about my experience. I do have a little bit more experience with the ship because I was on Tumblr at the time that this was big. This was not quite my vibe. Like, I was also in college, a little too old, I think, for this. Maybe more in the super Hulock realm is where I was at.
I don't know what that means at all.
Oh, add it to the list. So the idea for why we decided to do this is that we had a different idea, but then I did listen to last week's episode with Laura. And Laura
you
said
did?
I did listen to it.
Did you hear me say Emily's not going to listen to it? I can't remember if I left that in or not.
I think you maybe edited it out, but you told me that you had said it. So I was like, I gotta listen to it. And she said she wanted us to get weirder. So I was like, what's weirder? So we're doing this, our first crossover ship. So from two different movies. So maybe not as weird as I think Laura wanted us to get, but you know, we're getting there.
I mean, we could have gone down this same rabbit trail and we would have gotten weirder.
Yes. Yeah. I feel,
I did some
I
clicking.
think the level that Laura was talking, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, wow. We're not talking about Elsanac.
Elsana.
Oh, yeah, we're not talking about that. What do they call it? Oh, God. Icest?
I don't think I saw that. Like, I saw Elsa and Anna together. Oh, yeah, but you were saying Hans and Anna, or Hans and Elsa.
No, it was...
attempted murderer.
No, Elsanac is Elsa, Anna, and Jack. In a polycule. But when it's just Elsa and Anna, that's where the Icest comes in.
Well, it's a fun name, and so...
Well, yeah, we're not going to get into that day, so you weirdos
No,
can
we're
come
not
back.
getting
No,
in that
just kidding.
today. But yeah, let's get into some Tumblr history here, and we'll start with the name for just the ship we're talking today. So that's Jack, Elsa, Jelsa. So do we like it?
Jelsa? You mean the Croatian island town, which is home to 3,600 people? That's what came up when I Googled it. I mean, the town itself looks beautiful, but I feel like this ship can do better. It needs its own standalone name. Something that's a little bit more unique than Jelsa, or I read it every time I read it as Jelisa, which is when Jack Donaghy was dating Elisa in 30 Rocks. But anyways, that's another niche reference. So some of the names that I came up with, I'll say, Emily, what do you think?
Oh, I think it's fine. I feel like it's too late to change.
That's
but,
true.
Yeah, I couldn't come up with any. Cause I was like Jack, Elsa. Elsac?
Elsa.
El Ross? Like, I had nothing. And then I was trying to think of, like, Let It Go. So I was like, Let It Snow? But that's already a song.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I couldn't improve. But you had some better ideas.
Well, to be fair, I independently came up with Let It Snow from the song title Let It Go. And then I saw you had it on there. And I was like, convergent thinking. Some of the ideas that I had, because I was like, I need to dig deeper than Jack Frost and Elsa. So I like looked at her whole title, and apparently she's Queen Elsa. So then I was like, maybe like Queen Frost, or she is the Queen of Arendelle, so we call it Aaron Frost. I kind of like that. Aaron Frost, it sounds like the name of a special wool you would get in Ireland.
But Anna's the queen too, after the second one.
Yeah.
So
but
who is it? Which one?
I don't know. We're talking about Frozen 1. And then the last one I came up with was Elson. What the hell is this? Oh, Elson Arenland, because only true fans of the Guardians would know that Jack Frost's real name is Jackson Overland before he becomes a winter spirit. So, Elson Arenland. Type that into AO3.
Yeah, I don't know if any of these are improvements.
I think Aaron Frost is kind of cool, but yeah, Jelsa, whatever. I can't go write 15 years of internet history.
Yeah. So who are these characters? Who is the Jell and the Sa? Do we even need to talk about Elsa? She is from Frozen.
She's still everywhere.
Yes, you know who Elsa is. From the Frozen came out in 2013, which is of when this ship started. She's the older sister in the movie with ice powers. She runs away when her powers get out of control in order to save her sister. I guess she accidentally hurts her. It's been a long time.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yes. And then she sings Let It Go.
And fun fact about Let It Go, this is based on the Hans Christian Andersen story, The Ice Queen, where the Ice Queen was in fact the villain. And that's what they were going to go with when they first started it. But then they wrote Let It Go, and it was so compelling. They were like, ooh, we can't, this is not a villain song. This is a hero song. So then they rewrote.
We got to get Idina Menzel on this.
Yep.
We got to make her the star.
They rewrote the whole show for that song. And good thing they did, because it is a cash cow.
I feel like this era restarted the Disney movement.
Tangled, I remember Tangled being a big thing, which will
Tangled was
come
a
up.
big deal too.
Yeah, but not to this level.
No. So she sings Let It Go, but eventually her magical curse, or Anna's magical curse, a magical curse
There's something going on.
is lifted by love. I guess it must be Anna, because Anna was trying to kiss all the boys or whatever. I was like, why she ended up with Hans or whatever. Anyway, but in the end, the curse is lifted by love, but it is not romantic love. It is the love between two sisters.
No,
Aww.
Nice. Just like this podcast.
Yeah.
The curse of shipping online's not being talked about. We're breaking it every day, every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Not enough conversation about ships.
Never enough.
They need our opinion too.
Two random sisters. What do we think? Do we think things? Let's find out.
And so in the movie, you have the two sisters. They cure the curse. And while Elsa gets a love interest, nope, wrong one. While the little sister, Anna, gets a love interest, Elsa remains single. And I saw an interesting point where she's not yeah.
Life mimics art.
Ooh, I'm the older sister too.
I know, that's what I was saying.
I have secret ice powers.
Yeah, you're a frigid bitch. No, that's your
That's my problem.
That's her power.
My power. Yeah, my power. Let it go.
She says, I don't care what society says. I will have 3 cats. Fuck society's expectations and the HOA rules.
How are they going to know? They live in the house.
And they all look the same.
Exactly. You don't know which one's at the window. But yeah, I heard an interesting point back to the premise.
Yeah.
So Elsa isn't the first Disney heroine to be single, because Merida and Brave came first, but she's the first kind of girly, feminine one. Because Merida's whole thing is that she doesn't want to get married, that she's a tomboy.
Yeah.
Whereas, no, Elsa stays single. Yeah, and there aren't really any other characters in the movies to ship her with. So if you're more romance inclined, which means shippers have to get creative. And we've already discussed how creative they can be.
Yeah, everybody's so creative.
Creative, yeah.
And so who do they match her with? Of course, the male version of her exact same character, Jack Frost, from the movie The Rise of the Guardians, which came out a year earlier in 2012. This is a movie that is based on a book, and the premise is that there are the guardians of childhood, which include Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, the Sandman, and they enlist the help of Jack Frost to help stop the boogeyman, who in the story is called the Pitch Black, which I don't like that. But they're trying to stop him from engulfing the world in darkness in a fight of dreams. So kind of the kids' version of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which that was a good movie. And it has...
Avengers maybe is more topical, but
yes. Yeah, like all these characters you already know, and they're coming together. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like perfect match on Netflix where all your favorite reality stars like come together. It's kind of like that where you're like, what would happen if Santa Claus met Chloe? Those kind of things. This movie has some big names on it. I think they expected it to be a bigger success than it was. But it ended up kind of flopping in the box office, which, as we pointed out, because some of the character artwork is a little scary.
I read the plot, and part of it involved them collecting like baby teeth, like going out in search of fallen out, I guess, baby teeth because of the Tooth Fairy. And I was like, yeah, maybe this deserved it. That's weird.
Collecting bones that are falling out of people's bodies. No, thank you.
No.
The highlight is that Jack Frost was played by heartthrob Chris Pine. Emily, I seem to remember a year that we went to camp and our parents printed out the pictures of things that interested us and sent it to us at camp. And I think Chris Pine was on your picture sheet.
I do recall a rating. I believe a friend of mine, we were talking about a hot guy, and it was from 0 to Chris Pine was the ranking of hotness.
He was the score.
He is best Chris Pine.
Yeah.
And he only gets better.
I haven't checked up on him in a few years, but I'm sure he is aging like fine pine. So part of his story, too, is that he is trying to recover memories and figure out his past story. And he spent, I think, which his story is that he died saving his sister. He was on thin ice. They were on thin ice and he fell in the water and froze to death or whatever. But then the spirit, somebody came and Santa Claus, no, the man in the moon. The man in the moon. Yeah. The man in the moon has a story to tell. No. So the man in the moon turned him into the spirit of winter or something. And then he spent 300 years on his own, isolated, kind of like Elsa, which we will dig into that dynamic more in a second. But there is actually a lot of things that unite them. And that's what the fans saw. And that's why we're here today. And we also talk about tropes in this section, right? So while they didn't really interact a lot, there is maybe potential for a trope.
Right. So Frozen is a Disney movie and Rise of the Guardians is DreamWorks. So never the twain shall be, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so they can never cross over. So maybe some potential enemies to lovers.
I like that. I saw them described as maybe the Romeo and Juliet of the two studios.
Star-crossed lovers.
Right. Two studios, both alike in animation, and fair Burbank, where we lay our scene. Another way we're going to have to get creative here today is when we do our next segment, which is Meet Cute or Get the Boot. Because we like to look at how the characters met and if it was a swoon-worthy moment or a moment we would rather just kind of forget happened. And because these two don't actually meet canonically, we have to come up with our own way. So I suggested we try to find examples in fan fiction of meet cutes. Emily, did you do that?
Yes. So I watched a very long video. Let's see. I do want to give her credit because it was pretty cute. Okay. So I watched a very long video by Kalimara, posted last year. It was like 2 hours long. I did watch it
That's
at
impressive.
1.5 speed.
That's a
and
commitment.
I did jump around a bit, so I did miss some of it. But in her video, she rewrote the like second Frozen movie to bring Jack Frost into it. So in her version of the story, the villain Pitch Black is the actual villain of Frozen 2. So Jack Frost is like around to kind of keep him locked down and trapped. And then I don't know, what's the meet cute part? So his whole deal is that you can't see him if you don't believe in him.
Yeah.
And he controls the wind. So while Elsa is exploring, learning about the different spirits of nature or whatever, there is a wind spirit. So the creator of the video has an interesting theory where that wind spirit is actually Jack Frost.
Ooh.
So he's there the whole time. You don't even have to like break it up, you know.
And that's how they meet.
So they meet in the forest while she's doing whatever she's doing.
Okay, that sounds like a meet cute. That's a cute meet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, running into, well, except for, unless you're meeting into, never mind. Meet cutes, you can either, if you're wandering around in the forest, it could either be very romantic or it could be very scary when you encounter a person. But I think in this instance, Elsa can handle herself, so it would be a meet cute.
Yeah, she kind of defeats the wind spirit with her powers. So,
Ooh, I like that. I should have watched this video again if I had time. Maybe I would have.
yeah.
I had Mormon wife reunions to watch, Emily.
Ooh, is a new one out?
Yes. Yep, it came out today. That's what I was watching
okay.
during my treadmill walk. But I kind of went a different route where I did go along the lines of like he had been there the whole time. But I found a story on, I found a fic on AO3 called At the Center. It's kind of one of the more popular Jelsa fanfics there. And it's by The Rent You Pay is the author. And they literally have the monopoly on Jelsa. There's like, if you go through the top by hits or kudos, they have like the top 8. This person wrote a lot of Jelsa fanfic. But this one was cute. It was really long, but I read a good chunk of it. And the concept here is that Jack, because he's a protector of children, had come to take care and help Elsa when she was a little girl. And he was with her as she grew up and became an adult, which I will admit is kind of creepy. But it's also kind of cute. I don't know if that's the narrative we were fed over and over again as being romantic. So here we are.
Yeah. Well, and I learned from that very long video that he can change his age, that all the guardians can. So maybe, you know, if he starts off as like a kid and then grows with
along
her,
with
less
her.
weird.
Yeah, even though he's been around 300 years, but whatever. That's back then. That was probably closer to his original freezing date. So I thought that was kind of sweet.
Yeah, they aren't that far off in like when he dies, right, and becomes a spirit versus when like Elsa's around, because it's the past.
Just ambiguously the past.
Yes.
Okay. While the meet cute didn't happen, right, there was enough context around this couple for fans to start shipping them. So where did this ship come from? Why did people see it?
Well, obviously, they both have ice powers, and that's all there is to it.
That is probably a big, and they both have very blonde hair. But as one angry Tumblr post that I read, their hair is actually very different, and you wouldn't notice it, but she noticed it because she has an artistic eye. She's an artist. Jack's hair is white, and Elsa's hair is platinum blonde. Very different, nothing alike. But they both have blonde hair, and they also have what you mentioned, ice powers, which is a word I learned in this research called cryokinesis, which I thought was kind of cool. So they're cryokineticists.
Did you see the posts that were like, if we only shipped them because they had ice powers, we would also ship them with Frozone from The Incredibles?
I did see that. I think that was the one. It was like so long, right? This long one about how much she hated Jelsa. I
don't think I found that, but I just like these two like Tumblr teens and then Frozone with his wife.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah. I actually saw people put Frozone, them two, and then another kind of ice character together. Just like in art. I wasn't like actually shipping them, I don't think. But yeah, why not put Frozone in here? Make it a polycule.
No, man. He's married. His wife is the best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah.
Best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah, no, that's a
my
good one.
super suit. Oh, okay.
Why do you want to know? But most importantly, outside of their blonde, icy hair and their icy powers, people just like them, right? Elsa was super popular, relatable, and Jack was cute, I guess.
Yeah. That's kind of... Jack's like very good teen kind of heartthrobs, and there's really no one to ship him with in his own movie besides the other kind of low-key creepy characters. And yeah, same with Elsa. I think people kind of looked up to her, or like girls did. Thought she was cool, like empowered. But yeah, no one to ship her with, so gotta look outside the movie box.
Right. And I think Jack was very popular with, as you said, a heartthrob. He would, as you would say, maybe the animated Fox Robin Hood of his time.
Yeah. Exactly. But if you look a little deeper, if you look into the stories, there is actually something compelling there besides just the ice powers and that they're like attractive. So in both stories, you have them receiving these mysterious powers and responsibilities that they have to kind of accept and grow into. So Elsa with her ice powers, also she's the queen. And then Jack with his ice powers and his becoming a guardian of childhood. And, and while they go through this journey, they both find themselves very, like, alone. So Elsa kind of sequesters herself. And Jack, like, literally no one can see him. He's just by himself.
Right. So they have a very similar obstacles that they've overcome and, like, similar experience there. They also share similar values because they love family and they put family above everything else, specifically their sisters. Because as you mentioned, Elsa runs away to protect her sister from her own powers. And Jack literally died sacrificing himself for his sister, getting her off the ice, and then in the process he fell in. And so these similarities and these components are what caught people's eye, and they started to be folded into this phenomenon that was happening on Tumblr, which was called the Rise of the Brave Tangled Dragons, aka the Big Four, which was just the internet fandom around Rise of the Guardians, Brave, Tangled, and Dragons. So you had all the kind of teenage, spunky, characters that were in those properties coming together and like hanging out. People would write stories about it. They read fics, they'd make artwork. And it was just about all these characters that they liked hanging out and being a friend group. And this began on Tumblr around 2012, 2013 when the movies were just coming out. And it started with the fans noticing that all those things that we talked about between, these characters. I don't know if I mentioned How to Train Your Dragon or not, but obviously that's in there as well. So in 2013, after Frozen came out, fans began to fold in the Frozen sisters to the mix as well, to make it now the Rise of the Brave Tangled Frozen Dragons, aka the Super Nine. So they added some other Frozen characters. They added some other characters in, I believe. So they became the Super Nine or the Big Nine, not to be confused with the Spectacular Six, which is not to be confused with the Super Six, which is the Big Nine minus those extra characters. Keep up.
Yeah, I missed all this. Like I said, I was on Tumblr at this time. I didn't see any of this. I think I saw some Rapunzel edits and maybe Elsa edits, but yeah.
Yeah, no, this was a whole
How to Train Your Dragon fanfic.
Yeah, Hiccup is in a lot of them for sure. He's kind of like the main dude, I think, honestly. But this was also, I should also note that fuel was added to the fire when Wreck-It Ralph 2 came out. Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Because there is a very popular scene where the little princess, I forget her name, in the movie meets all the Disney princesses, and they're all like having a sleepover and they're wearing comfy pajamas and sweatpants. And it's just such a vibe, and it kind of goes along with Jack's hoodie that he wears. So it was easier to kind of like fold in that artwork and that kind of like modernized version of the princesses, specifically Elsa and Anna to like these more modern characters.
Made the edits easier.
Right. So it just like inspired the art around it. Because it was all about modernizing them. So they were like just, your friends that are hanging out.
Right. So that's kind of the landscape that we're thinking about when this ship got big.
So, of course, when you have a big friend group, there's all kinds of different dynamics involved. And Elsa's kind of known as like the studious, the serious one. Meanwhile, Jack is a goofy, lighthearted individual. So that was another reason that fans kind of thought that they would fit well together.
Yeah, he's kind of like mischievous, more, I guess, boyish. He's the guardian of fun for the children, whereas Elsa has a lot of weight on her shoulders. She's more serious. She's running a country. So, maybe she kind of tones him down, but he teaches her to have fun. Yeah, it's cute. It's cute.
Oh, definitely. And you know what they say, like you marry your dad or whatever, like the personality of your family members. And she grew up with Anna, who was that same kind of carefree spirit. So it would be a personality trait that is comforting and familiar to her. So I could see why that would draw her in, because like some people say that I married someone who has a similar personality to my sister, and I have a similar personality to his sister. So it's just like you're just kind of we know what you're getting, right?
We're all stuck in our cycles.
Right. Like you don't, you could take a gamble on somebody completely different and be like, I survived with somebody like that so long, might as well.
And speaking of spirits, right? So, right, Jack is a guardian. He starts out as like a spirit, I don't know, snow spirit or whatever. End of Frozen 2, Elsa becomes a spirit. So like, it's close, it could happen.
Right. At least they're set up in a way where they're kind of like equals in the celestial world, right? It's not just like mortal lady and spirit of winter.
Yeah. Right. They both have similar powers, potentially. I don't know if Elsa is mortal anymore, it could happen.
Yeah, I like
if Disney was brave enough.
Doesn't Disney own DreamWorks, right? Like, wasn't that?
No. Like Comcast. I Googled it because I thought they did.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Pixar or something. There was some kind of thing where if
Did they buy Pixar? Maybe that was it.
Yeah, because I believe that if
they did too,
were not liked on the Pixar team, you got assigned to Shrek. And then you were like, got Shrek'd. It was like an inside joke in the company that like, if you had to go to this other office and work on this total trash movie, which would become a cultural phenomenon.
Hey now. Yeah, I know.
Somebody once told me. Well, you said, hey now, and I almost said, you're a rock star. Well, let me just do that instead. You're a rock star. Now then we laugh. Okay. I just thought that was funny. Okay.
You're a rock. I didn't even say, I was thinking, yeah, I didn't even put that together.
Yeah. Well, now you can in editing.
I know. Exactly.
And now we'll look really clever.
Hey.
So it feels like the Disney breadcrumbs were maybe big sprinkled here. I don't know. It was interesting to see how these two characters who had nothing really in common outside of their stories, and then between like Wreck-It Ralph breaks the internet and like Frozen 2, like there's things that are bringing them closer together, or at least fueling the fandom as time goes on. Because I mean, it started strong and it's still going.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing burns quite as hot as a shipper's love than a shipper's hate. Because this ship has haters, man. This has got a lot of haters.
From a decade ago till now. Yeah, and you look up Jelsa, you see people who don't like Jelsa. To the point where while I was researching, it came up in an arcane Reddit where people were discussing how you voice appreciation for a ship and people jump down your throat. The OP post, bitches would have died in the Frozen fandom, bro. It's like historically it was contentious. But what are the critics saying? So the critics are saying, as we said, they only ship them because they have ice powers. But also there is potentially an age difference. Elsa is 21 to like 24-ish in the movies. Jack is maybe 14 or 17. I've seen both. But also he's immortal and he can change his age and, I don't know. It's like a vampire logic, whatever.
Well, right. Yeah. I mean, at least the woman being paired with an immortal being isn't 17. So like points to that. But
true.
When you are 14 making the ship, 21 might as well be 37. It's just like it seems that far off. So to them, she's a grown ass woman. And Jack, I don't know. That's even if you're 300, if you look like a 17-year-old, no, thank you. Like that's a hard pass.
Even as a 21 to 24-year-old.
Yeah. That's
you can tell. That's too.
Yeah. What is this? Is this the Republican Party? This is no. We don't like teenagers over here. But yeah, that is kind of tough to overcome, right? The age difference is odd, but I feel like when you're animated characters, you just gotta let it go. Just let it go. I did. I did it. I was singing a song without realizing it. But yeah, so people seem to have a lot of criteria that they feel that a ship must meet. So like ice powers, that's not enough to ship them on. But there's another thing that is so much more obvious and so much more quality, and that is the fact that Jack Frost has a much superior match, and that match is, of course, Rapunzel herself, because Jack and Rapunzel are both barefoot. That's an okay reason to ship them, but not the fact that him and Elsa have ice powers together. No.
They're free spirits.
Yeah.
But to be together.
More similar in age, except for Rapunzel has her 30-year-old boyfriend.
She's got her like 25-year-old boyfriend. So.
Yeah. How is it okay when they do it, but we do it as judge? No.
Yeah. He's not even immortal.
He's just creepy. Sneaks into a 17-year-old girl's bedroom and then steals her out of it. But it's okay, they're in love.
I mean, that's Disney, right? You got Sleeping Beauty. What's that about?
Literally, she meets a stranger in the woods and they fall in love. That's what we were talking about with Jelsa right here. And so we're also gonna get a little meta here, because not only is the ship itself under criticism, but the shippers, the fandom, also gets a little bit of heat, because people of the essays that people have written denouncing this ship, they also denounce the fans who have been cited as being a bit aggressive, and that they will bully people who don't ship them, or people who ship the characters with other characters, or like creators who say that they don't ship it. Like there were screenshots, and yes, some of it was homophobic, but that had less to do with Jelsa and more to do with just homophobia. The creator had shipped to like Elsa and another female character, so they were all like, no, she's with Jack Frost, and then other things. But then apparently there were also people who under the Jelsa banner will make death threats, and that's never cool. Mm-hmm. Also, just like, what is point is your life at? I guess you gotta be a preteen. You just have to be a preteen.
Yeah, right. You just never care about anything as much as you do when you're a preteen.
Right.
I would hope. I don't know. You see this in all the ships. Just let it go.
Yes, truly. That's the theme.
You gotta just let it go.
That's the theme of the episode. And then another criticism that I thought was actually just was that people are real big fans of Jack Frost. He's like a very beloved character to some folks. And they feel that he's used as kind of a prop for Elsa, right? Because they look the same or they have the same power, where it becomes about her story and he's just like her frosty boyfriend that's like thrown into it. And I thought that was that's kind of fair if you don't like your character just becoming a shell for the sake of romance.
I get that, because Elsa is for sure, Frozen was the moment. So Elsa's definitely more popular. If you just want to write a romance with Elsa, you're like, yeah, we'll just throw this Jack guy in there.
Yeah.
He's cute.
Exactly. Yeah, he's just kind of a pretty face that matches hers. I get that, but I just wonder who is the cross section of humanity that applies to. Probably Not many Frosty fans out there these days.
Frosty fans, but a surprising amount. Because when you
true.
dig into the fan fiction, Jack Frost, he has quite a lot.
Well, that gets back into the Big Four, the Super Six stuff. That's because they were shipping him. If you get, in my research, there was like a chart that had the different, it was like one of those logic puzzles where it had every name of the character going, girls going down, boys going across, and they were all shipped and they all had a ship name. So people were going nuts shipping them together. The Tumblr was
Right, and you can
wild at that part.
Yeah, crazy. You can see that in the numbers because while there are 790 fan fictions on AO3
About
for
Jelsa.
Jelsa, the newest one being published today. So still going.
That's nuts.
It was actually tomorrow because I saw it yesterday.
So
and it
did
had today's
I.
date
I
on it.
didn't understand. They must have been in like Australia or something.
Yeah, right. It's a time zone thing. But yeah, so that's 700. So almost 800. You just go Jack solo, 8,000. I was like, holy shit. This character from this movie I never heard of.
8,000. That is
8,000.
insane.
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy.
That is more like than many of the couples we've talked about. That is
Yeah, whole fandoms basically. Yeah.
right. That is a lot. So, and he's getting that shipped with everyone X, Y, and Z from all across Disney and animation in general. They need to make a Rise of the Guardians too, where this guy gets some action.
Yeah, there you go. There's a demand. It would be like a nostalgic hit. Because now, yeah, these shippers, I mean, obviously there's people still shipping, but the heyday was about a little over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So these shippers now are maybe becoming adults, and this is, I think, kind of a nostalgic ship.
Well, yeah, if you found this
A
episode,
baby's first ship.
if you will. Yeah.
Okay.
And if
Yeah,
you,
if you will.
if you were shipping this and you found this episode today because you're a Jelsa fan, let us know. Is this a nostalgia thing or are you still in the thick of it? You can't let Jelsa go. They never let it go. How many times are we going to work that in now that we realized it?
You just gotta get worse and worse with it. Like you gotta commit.
Truly. So you guys let us know what you think about Jelsa today, because the one thing I do know about these fans that I can cold-heartedly, concretely say about Jelsa fans is y'all are unwell. You are mentally unwell, just based on the ads that I was served while I searched Jelsa on Tumblr. Maybe it's a Tumblr thing. Maybe it's just Tumblr itself. But I was getting everything under the sun of like neurodivergent and like, are you dopamine scrolling? Blah, 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 stuff like that. I was just like, whoa, Tumblr, ease up, man. It's like, what kind of...
No, Tumblr ads are infamously like bonkers.
Okay.
They don't make sense.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I'm not a Tumblr veteran, but it was like, what kind of ADHD procrastinator are you? I was like, what?
No, they're infamously like unhinged. Yeah, that's...
Oh, okay.
They don't quite got the algorithm on lock like other apps do.
Well,
but it's part of the charm.
That's baby's first Tumblr ads.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we have had a silly, goofy, fun episode today about Jelsa. And I think it's about time we probably let this episode go. See, I did it again. Before we wrap up Tumblr's favorite first ship, we have to give it our one true pairing score.
Yes. So here we go. Our ranking. Do we see it? For what's yours? Mine's, it's got to be like, I don't see it because they're not together. You know?
Yeah, but when you lay out all the evidence, I see it.
See, yeah, I don't know. See, that's in my want to see it, I think. I think my, like, do I see it is low. Do I want to see it high?
Like, okay, fair. If I had watched the two movies, I would never have been like, these two should kiss. So yeah,
Yes.
do I see it? Probably like 2, 3. Like, maybe it would have crossed my mind, but I wouldn't have felt compelled to sit down and write something, like.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I
have
watched
been
Frozen.
inspired.
You know who I think she should kiss? This guy from this movie I watched a year ago.
Precisely. So, okay, let's give that a 2. I'm keeping track.
Okay.
Okay, 2. Do
I'm
I
gonna
want
give
to
it a
see
1.
it?
I'm gonna go even lower because it would never have crossed my radar.
Whoa.
Okay, do I want to see it? I do. I honestly, it's compelling.
I like it. I'm gonna give that an 8.
I agree. Then is it hot? I don't know. Because they're kids' movies. So I feel weird
But-
being like,
Yeah, these characters are so sexy. Yeah, that's weird.
yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 6 because it's not awful, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do like 4, maybe 4 or 5. So my OTP score, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10 talking snowmen.
Oh, that's cute. And I think a fair ranking, although yours came in slightly lower than mine. So I've crunched my numbers and I have officially given Jelsa a 5 out of 10 angry Tumblr comments.
I'm surprised they're lower. I actually feel more positive. I think it's just that I'm not a cross shipper, I guess. I gotta see it in the content, the media.
Well, maybe we need to readjust our scale in the new year because I would consider this one to be a much more romantic and a less steamy. And I feel like being steamy, I feel like there needs to be a counteraction, right? Maybe I don't feel butterflies, but I think it's really spicy. Like that should pull up, and so should the vice versa, right? Like where I feel like it's actually a really sweet romantic story, but I am not interested in reading smut about them.
It depends on the vibe.
Because I feel like they should get higher than a 5 and a 4.
Yeah.
Because it's like cute and everything.
I
but
did,
it's
I did
again,
like it. I
don't
liked looking into this. This was a fun one.
This was fun. We should do more kind of quirky out there stuff like this. And we always tend to do couples that we kind of like. So I feel like we haven't gotten any really low scores in a while. So we need to like branch out. We're going to take the spirit of what Laura said last week, guest host Laura, and let's get weird. 2026, year of the weird.
Yep. Yep. Let's get weird. Just really distasteful.
Yep, I cessed. Let's go. All right. I think that's it for us this week. You can always let us know your thoughts by emailing shiphappenssisters@gmail.com. Don't send it from a text because then we get a .txt file and we think we're about to get fished. So if you meant to send us an actual email, you didn't have nefarious reasons, try again. But I'm not opening that file. I'm not downloading it. Sorry. Not sorry. Yeah, so let us know your thoughts. Send us the couples you want us to cover. Say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We want to hear from you. And until then, we will see you back here in 2 weeks with another couple because we all know ship happens.